Well, I think I got it.
Well, yes, that is great company. Now you got to introduce your friend.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my
What's his
friends.
name?
He's awesome.
I bet.
He's a monkey.
Definitely. Does he have a name?
You know what? That's the one thing that don't have a name.
Okay.
My rabbit in the hat is awesome.
Right.
That's Ringo. Ringo the rabbit. And his original name was going to be Elvis, except there was already an Elvis, so he's Ringo. My big toucan with a big nose is Tukey.
Okay.
His name is Tukey. My name is Tukey. Tukey. And what else I got? Oh, I got a dog. Yeah. The gorilla, I'm still wondering what to do with the name on it. There's a guy that does a gorilla thing like that. His name's Stanley. Stanley's kind of good, but I can't use that because he already does it.
Right.
I got to come up with something that's kind of, he's a guy like, he talks like, I think I got it, just kind of dumb. And
Right.
then I've got a hound dog that's really cool, big floppy ears. He's got to have the kind of country dog name.
Okay.
Cody or Carl. I don't know.
Right.
I should just put pictures of them on Facebook and let people name them.
I think that'd be a great idea. One a day. That sounds great.
One a day. Join Mike, the washboard guy, and name is Monkey.
Right. Definitely.
Just so you know, I am the washboard guy. I'm a little upset today.
You said a lot of stuff to me about that. So tell me about being the washboard guy.
Well, the washboard guy real quick, I gotta say, I did go to my wound doctor today. I got out of my driveway and I gotta get healed.
Exactly.
And I prayed and prayed. I wanted to hear good stuff today. And he did. I gotta tell real quick, he went in there and did a little biopsy down in there deep. Took that and he said he does that because he's got to know what antibiotics to give me where it's not healing real deep.
Exactly.
And he said the time came where I'm going to be in this some kind of chamber thing. Looks like a big glass tanning bed. He said it's probably going to take 30 or 40 times in it. He said it's going to be stretched out. You're going to do it 5 days a week every day for like 45 minutes. But he said it's all pure oxygen is what it is.
Wow.
And it sucks anything and doesn't let any bacteria, anything. Yeah, it grabs it. And so I said, I guess if you could just walk around the neighborhood, just pure oxygen, you'd feel pretty good. And they go, oh, yeah. So anyway, that and I said, so did I maybe have a little spot of infection, something in that bone, in that heel bone down there? I said, so is that going to be there forever? Because as I told you, the other place I went told me, oh, that might go all the way up to your heart and kill you.
Yes.
So that's why we want to take your leg off. And I wouldn't do it. And my doctor today, he said, I said, so there will always be something in that heel right there? And he said, no. He goes,
that's cool.
Antibiotics we're going to give you are going to kill, that's making some infection down there. And these antibiotics are going to kill that and take care of it.
Great.
So I said, oh, my foot will be looking good. I can go out to the beach and walk around. He said, yeah.
What beach are you going to?
I said, sounds kind of good. And the little girl that dressed my foot today, she looked at me and she go, that's a lot better than cutting it off.
Yes, it is.
Right there. I prayed to hear something good. That was it. It's better than cutting it off. So anyway, the washboard guy.
Yes.
Just I've got to get this thing real quickly. The American DJ Association, which is the biggest DJ association in America.
Tell me that story.
They have a convention every year in Las Vegas, and this one year they decided to do Entertainer of the Year.
Okay.
And you're supposed to do something that you could do special at an event that nobody has seen before.
Right.
Well, nobody had seen this, and I actually you had to have 7 minutes and I had right down to the second 7 minutes, and it's a variety of songs. It was about boarding an airplane and welcome to Michael Reed's flight 777 nonstop to Las Vegas. And then it's going in, it's got things in it. We're hitting some brightness. You might need to put on your shades. And in the background, the song is playing Future's So Bright. You ought to wear shades. Yes. It's got all songs that go. And then it's like, we have just touched down in the fabulous Las Vegas. Da-da-da-da. Bright light city, come and sit my soul. Elvis. So all the way through, it's got stuff. And I'm doing different wigs and different stuff. It's got, dude, looks like a lady. And I'm throwing a big hair on, I'm slinging around. I tried to do the sling the guitar around your neck.
Right.
No, first time I tried it, it like to sawed my neck off because, I just took whatever strap was on the guitar because I thought that would be cool to have a guitar and throw it on my neck and make that thing. Yeah, that didn't work. No, I tried to do it with the washboard. That was it, with the washboard strap. Yeah, didn't work. But anyway, I entered Entertainer of the Year contest in Las Vegas. And everybody just started calling me the washboard guy. You had to pay $100 just to enter. Then you had to audition all the judges, all the vice president, everybody of the DJ Association around the country. I got done, and my whole table of judges did this. And I stood there, and I said, they go, one of them stood up and he goes, we just saw something we've never seen before. They go, that's unbelievable.
Right.
I go, well, I guess that's good. Thank you. And so I got in the finals, and I did my thing, and the photographers all came over by me in this convention hall. And they're all standing there, and I go, and I knew a few of them. I said, what are you guys doing? They go, we're getting ready to get some good shots. We're getting ready to announce the winner. I go, and you're standing here? They just smiled, winked at me, and I thought, man, I got this $5,000.
Right.
And they announced the winner, and everybody was like, boo, booing. And the announcer guy was, oh, come on, give it up for Kyle or whatever. Boo, And the photographers go running over there. Guy came up to me that was in the contest, and he said, man, your act was awesome. But he goes, no matter what you did, you couldn't have won. I said, why not? I said, why? I thought he was being a jerk. He said, why? Yeah. He said, it was rigged. He said, no, your act was plenty good enough. You should have won. He was in it too. He said, do you know the guy that won it? He goes, what did he do? I said, he sung Minnie the Moocher. He'd do with his
yes.
Okay, you people over here, Heidi, 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 Blues Boy, Hody, Hody, Hody. That's what he did. And when he did it, I thought, well, that's kind of stupid. Everybody's seen that, if you've watched Blue Brothers or whatever. Well, so come to find out, the company out of LA, a big DJ company that put up the $5,000. This guy worked for him, not as a DJ, not as an entertainer, just a guy that was in charge of hiring DJs to work for their company. Okay. So they basically brought him down. So I guess there probably wasn't even a $5,000 because they probably got him a motel room and paid for his 2 or 3 days there and saved $4,000, or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
So I was like, but I was runner up, and and every year at the DJ convention they have a board that's all kinds of pictures of through the years. So my picture's still there, and the president used to be really cool. Well, he's still a cool guy. Had longer, cool looking hair. He'd wear something that looked like his right out of Star Wars, a big coat, and his name was Dr. Drax, D-R-A-X. And he did a convention in Nashville, and we had some DJs there that just thought they were, God's gift to the DJ world. Sure. And I was just sitting there, and Drax was setting up. He goes, there's a guy in this room that he's one of the coolest people I've ever seen as an entertainer. He goes, he's not afraid of anything. He's not afraid to step out on a limb and do whatever it takes. And he goes, he's done some stuff. He did something I have never seen done before. Right. And I admire that guy. I thought, and a couple of the guys I know that think they were all that. They were getting ready to stand up and say, thank you. And the guy stepped right past him. He pointed at me, got right. He said,
Right.
"This guy right here, Mike Reed."
Uh-huh.
He goes, "If you weren't in Vegas and you didn't see what he did," they go, "This guy," he goes, "I would put him up with anybody doing
Right.
stuff." And boy, that was a compliment. So anyway, I just became the washboard guy from everybody. I mean, that just became my name, the washboard guy, the washboard guy, the washboard guy. And I'll have to send you the 7-minute thing so you can hear.
Definitely, yes.
I was in the vehicle today going through the MP3s, and boom, there it was. I hit it, and it's got all these. It's like when they land in Las Vegas, it's Eddie from Vegas Vacation going,
Right.
"Oh God, oh my God, oh my God." And then one time when you're playing, his voice comes in and goes, "Ah, he's good. He's good." He's got the Toby Keith thing, we'll put a boot in your ass, that thing. But when we did that, I had done Elvis with a cape. And then when the Toby Keith thing come on, it transitioned like this. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And all of a sudden I raised my cape up, and it's the American flag. We'll put a boot in your ass. So the whole thing, and then I grabbed somebody out of the crowd because they go, "We're now boarding. If you choose to stay in Las Vegas, enjoy yourself. If you choose to take the flight on to Planet Blue, you're about to have the time of your life."
Okay.
And I brought a guy up on stage, and I had a helper. She was my stewardess. And as we had our backs to the crowd and his Blue Man music,
Right.
I put blue all over my face, and she put blue all over his face. And I looked at him. I gave him a little washboard and some gloves. I said, "Just follow me. Do what I do." And we started just rotating around to the crowd. Two blue guys. And
Right.
and he was lost. He didn't, but that made it all that much better.
Exactly.
And so I just became the washboard guy. I mean, I could go back to another DJ convention and people would be like, "Man, it's the washboard guy."
Right.
That's why I say that thing is so simple and stupid that it's not at all. And I had some people tell me, they said that's going to make you a lot of money someday, that thing right there.
Right.
And I think it will, but that's how the whole washboard thing got
When
to
did
going.
you start playing that?
I played a lot of the ski resorts in Colorado, played and sang. And in Steamboat Springs, a guy named Washboard Willie, cool guy, blonde hair, kind of mountain guy, cool, looked like a skier, snowboarder. So he's a cool guy. And he's very good. He travels around the country, him and his wife, and he just does fairs and festivals. They got a motorhome, and that's what he does.
Right.
Goes around fairs and does this washboard thing does a lot of kids stuff, down by the water in an itty bitty pool swam 3 little fishes and it's amazing. And I would do what he does, except it's him and his wife, and they got a motorhome, so that's their life. I don't want to do that.
Right.
It'd be fun, but it's he would come out and see my band play, and everybody'd be like, "How do you get Willie out there to watch you guys?" Everybody knows him around here, but he don't come around and do much unless he's
Right.
getting paid something, And anytime I was in Steamboat, Willie was there. And I asked him one time, I said, "Do you care if I make one of those and just do it? I'll never do it if you're there.
Right.
That's your, I don't want to step on you.
Right.
But I'd love to be doing it." He said, "Man, you want to do what I do?" He goes, "I always wanted to play and sing and be a front man in a band, do what you do."
Right.
And we keep up with each other on Facebook, and we've said it'd be really cool if we somewhere somehow we get together sometime.
Dueling washboards sounds great. That sounds
Oh,
like you need to do, definitely.
Well, I think he should probably make a trip to Branson.
Absolutely. The ticket thing that we're starting.
But that's how I started doing it, and it's like I told you, it's really harder than it looks. I mean, the little bell that I hit,
Right.
I tell you, it has to hit right on the same finger at the same place all the time.
Right.
It's like a bell at a hotel.
Right.
And if you're a little bit off, it goes between the fingers, and you can't be looking. I mean, it's like playing a guitar. Your
Sure.
hand knows where it goes.
Right.
And I did a Christmas party for Warner Records,
Okay.
and the president. I told him, I said, "I'm like the little drummer boy. I didn't have no gifts, so I brought my drum." "Well, it's not a drum; it's a washboard."
Right.
They're laughing. Ah! And I say, so I'm going to play it for y'all. Merry Christmas. And man, I had everybody. I had 200 people with their cameras and video and going nuts and standing ovation. So I had Mr. Studio Drummer, very good, and he was showing everybody all night, like showing everybody his air drum licks. He said, "Can I do that?" Got the microphone. Hey, you care if I do that? I go, nobody's ever done it. Nobody touches my washboard. I want to do it. So my brain kicked in, as it does, 1,000 things. I said, yeah, okay. Here, put it on.
Come on up.
I'm going to play his washboard. And he said, just put on any song. I put on something fast. He was fumble fingers. It was awful. And he got done. He took the microphone. He goes, I just wanted to tell you people what Mike just did with that. He goes, that's way harder to do than it looks.
Yes.
Because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Right.
My brain said that's exactly why I let you do it.
Right.
I was shooting for that answer right there. So that was a big record company. And I've played it everywhere. I mean, I did it all over Nashville. All types of corporate parties. I'd had people like karaoke gigs and things like that at a restaurant or something that you did. I'd have people bring it to, we brought like 14 people today. Sit at the table. We just brought them to see the washboard. You bring it? and I just got to where I had to take it everywhere.
Right, exactly.
But it's a unique thing. Now, David Fee loved it in Pigeon Forge. And at Pigeon Forge, I could have seen it up on a billboard, Hatfields and McCoys, the guy with the washboard.
Yes.
And in fact, all the actors and actresses that were in the Opry show, one night at Hatfields and McCoys, they came over and somebody said, man, you got the whole cast from the Opry here. They came to see the washboard guy. And they had a part of the show where the curtains open as everything was black. This has neon lights in it. I can hit a button and it's neon lights outline it. And I'd be back there and the stage is black and I'd touch that button and the only thing you could see was a neon outline of a washboard. These people are, when I did it, all this cast, they're all like, wow! And that's, I started going out with one of the girls there that worked at the box office when I was there. And she was awesome. And when I went to leave, I couldn't get moved there. So when it came down to actually packing and moving and getting there, me with my mom and everything, I just couldn't get it done. And but she said, everybody there in the box office and everything, like, you're not leaving, are you? I said, I'm gonna have to. Maybe I can come back. I got to figure out a way to get moved here.
Right.
And they said, we are getting nothing but phone calls all day long. We're getting emails. We're coming down from Kentucky. We're coming over from such and Tennessee. We're coming up from Georgia. But we want to know a night that the washboard guy's there. That's what we want to see because we've heard about it. And see, I didn't even think until today, gee whiz, I need to be talking about this a little bit during Mudflap Acres or whatever this is called. But it's a unique thing. And I guarantee you, Branson, I tell people it's not me. I can put it on you. We can put your picture up there with it.
Right.
But I have a character, and sometimes it's it could be on a billboard. I guarantee that would sell tickets.
Absolutely.
People will go, well, what's that? Let's go see that. Like I said, sometimes this is the washboard hat.
Right.
And yeah, sometimes. And sometimes cowboy, and sometimes just it doesn't really matter. I mean, but it fits with me because I'm so goofy. And sometimes I have other little rhythm instruments. If there's little kids, I give them something to play, like we did when we were in grade school, rhythm band, But it's I had to play at the Missouri State Fair. I was there for 20 years at a beer garden. I had to play it 10 times. I'll end this segment of my talking about this, but one time, every afternoon, the beer garden, State Fair, Hacienda, all the strippers out of Kansas City and all their bouncer boyfriends would all come down there all day and party all afternoon with us because we're going where the washboard guy is. Because every day they'd say, "When are you going to do it?" I said, "Okay, let's do it next." I'd hit Neil Diamond, Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show. I was Brother Love, and I'd play them hot August night with the, and I can do a pretty good Neil Diamond. And all these girls, I'd save all the strippers every day. They'd all end up down on their knees doing this, and I'd be going up to them, heel, heel, and so that became like last day of the fair. They're like, "You guys come up by Kansas City to our place and see us."
Right.
My buddy Marty, "Okay, we'll be there." And they gave us Chiefs tickets and all. Everybody that worked there, like, "How come Marty and Mike get the Chiefs tickets?" Because that's Brother Love, and he came out to see us. But just, I mean, I couldn't believe it. You know, I've got the whole strip bar coming because of the washboard, and Brother Love's going to save them.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, we can change now.
Well, then let's spend the last 2 minutes talking about some good crane stories. What have you thought about good crane stories?
I didn't have the washboard when I was in Crane
I know that.
because it probably wouldn't have fit in because I'd had 15 people go, "Well, I got one on my front porch."
I don't think there are 15 people there, but that would be, you know, it was definitely a different time. But what about Crane? What can you tell us about Crane?
Well, about Crane, as I've said before, an awesome place to grow up.
Right.
And I've got such good friends there. I've been in, man, a lot of the guys there, I was their best man in their wedding.
Right.
I was married once for a year and a half. And so I'm not real sure why I was out doing wedding receptions in Nashville when I'm like, I'm not sure I qualify. I was only married a year and a half.
Yes.
But Bruce Richardson out in Vegas.
Right.
Good, dear friend.
Right.
Dear friend. Bruce, I can call him anytime and we will talk forever about anything or whatever. Bruce, I'm just thinking about guys that weren't necessarily the mainstream
Sure.
ball players and stuff.
Exactly.
Marion Crum, the Bells bondsman, he thinks he's my big brother, so he can be if he wants. We had a lot of fun times together because we went fishing a lot together, and we had he would teach. He'd tell me, "You're doing the worm fishing all wrong." I go, "What?" He goes, "Because you're yanking it. You're doing the super worm." So we had little funny things. We'd go fishing, and we'd be, you know, my bait was purple and his was black, you know. No, and we're not getting any bites. And all of a sudden, he's catching fish, bass fishing.
Right.
I'm going, what's up? And he had to change his lure, and he had a flashlight. And here I had purple, and he had black. And he's like, I go, "Wait a minute, yours is black, mine's purple." And I didn't realize little things like that in bass fishing made so much difference. Oh yeah, he'd switch colors and didn't tell me. So we had a lot of fun. We ended up one time after fishing back at Crane. I had a kitchen in my house that was about as big as where my laptop is here.
Right.
And me and him decided to cook pancakes, and I mixed them up. I didn't really know how, but we was making them and flipping them, and they were hitting the ceiling. We made probably about 50 pancakes and ate them. So that's an old story. So there's a Crane story. That's somebody, and he would go with the band, and he'd wear the big cowboy hat sometimes and fold his arms and stand at the front door. He'd be like,
yes,
he was our band bouncer manager, you know.
Right.
And he got a kick out of that. Him and Bruce, I'm trying to think different friends that, you know, I went back down there this year to see Frankie. I went back down and saw Frankie Hooten.
Oh, yes.
And Frankie just treated me like family, you know.
Right.
And all the Vaughts, except for the younger ones now, I knew all of them.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of people. Like you guys were way younger than me, but
yes.
But you guys were kind of like you guys were into the music thing, thought it was cool that we were.
We just thought it was so cool to have rock stars from Crane, and you guys were rock stars.
And actually, to be young and from a little small town, we were pretty good. I mean, we were. I mean, when you listen to yourself and you like it, that's good.
But you let me borrow your Fostex recorder, and that was a big deal. The Fostex recorder, that was so cool to be able to.
I'm going to get it out someday. I know right where it's at. I'm going to get it out and hold it up here.
That's like
It's
that's
in a
probably
trunk. It's in the garage in a big old trunk that came over on some ship years ago. Yeah, that. Of course, Randy Bowling was a good friend. Bob Eden, all the guys. It's a small town, so it wasn't hard to be friends with everybody.
give me
And
a Bruce Westrup story.
Bruce Wester.
Right.
What did Bruce always called me? My nickname for Bruce was Cat. Hey, Cat. I don't know. I'm not sure how I got that, but Bruce, his parents would Flo and was it Flo and Roy?
Yes, it was.
They were always worried about him hanging out with Mike, the rock star guy, you know. But he was playing drums. They thought I was a good guy for Bruce to hang out with and play. They were just worried, you know. Like, I mean, they found out we would drive to some little town and do some little dance, and we'd take like 20 people in the van. And we had so many people we couldn't hardly put the equipment in there.
Right.
And you know, every good-looking girl from town that wanted to go to the dance, they got in the van.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget. We had, you know, back in those days, you had great big subwoofers and stuff, and I've had different people ride inside a speaker because there wasn't anywhere else to sit.
Wow.
But we did, yeah, with Bruce Wester. He was a good drummer, and he started playing drums with us. And of course, you didn't have a lot to choose from on stuff.
Right.
Sure. I talked about Jeff Kimes. Jeff did an awesome job, and Jeff is an awesome artist. Maybe a lot of people don't know that. I'd go up to his house. He'd have art pads out drawing stuff. Very good. And his whole family.
His daughter is such an awesome animator too. She is so great, so completely great.
Who?
Jeff Kimes' daughter, Emily. She is so wonderful.
Yeah, I've never met her. Now I ran into his sister at a fair in Tennessee one time. See, because she was married.
Oh, Amy.
Yeah, and she was married to a fiddle player for somebody. Was it Alan Jackson or somebody? But I ran in, and that whole family's all musically now. And anytime I went, when they lived out Dodge Hollow Road, and we'd go out there, and it'd snow, and we go out there snow riding and stuff. Man, Jeff's mom, she always made us cookies, all kinds of stuff. It was just the Kimes family was like they are right now. You see pictures of them where they live now and everything, and the house that Jeff's fixed up. That's how they were back in those days. You'd go out to their house, and it's a little farmhouse type thing, and everything was just hot chocolate, and you know, here's some cookies, and he had great parents. And all of his brothers and sisters. I forget who's passed away and hasn't.
Okay.
I know Robert. I think it was Robert. Robert was all into technical stuff and PA systems and all that stuff, and he was constantly buying stuff from Radio Shack for us to fix chords with, or this or that. I knew a guy from Crane named Kerry Henry, the Henry family. Kerry was awesome, and they used to live. A lot of people lived across the street from me in the house.
They certainly did.
But yeah, it was Crane stories. There's a million Crane stories. There really is. I'll pop up with one that's really good someday. I mean, there's been a lot of good ones. Bruce Richardson, he worked hard. Perry Vaught. Perry Vaught was real good at going to a race, blowing the engine in the car. When my dad would be like, "Damn, did you blow another engine up?" Yeah, I guess I'll try to get one in here Monday, you know. And but we'd go back to the shop, and Perry'd like, "Bruce, you guys take that motor apart. We got to put something in it, new piston, whatever. You guys, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning." So man, Bruce, we'd set up all night. Bruce did most of the work. He was a mechanic. I mean, he definitely knew what he was doing. I always painted the race car, and
that sounds like a good job.
We had a blast. We've been to those races where Perry Vaught didn't like it because somebody bumped him off the track, and he'd come flying in the pits in the car, jump out of it, and go over and punch somebody right in the face. We're like, "Oh boy, here we go again."
Oh god!
And we just had a blast. I mean, we really did. It was fun. Small town.
Again, so
I'm trying to bring that attitude. We both are
exactly
to a massive show type thing
in the world, definitely.
That's unlike anything else.
And again, knee but rubber. Every day, 30 minutes goes by so fast.
Well, it does when I'm talking. Yeah.
All right. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.